I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
So I'm continuing talking about spoiling, and yesterday I was talking about setting up structures and schedules. And when you first brought your child home, you probably chose to either feed them on a schedule or feed them on demand. And depending on your doctor, it could have been either one. And I've always felt that feeding on demand is good, but feeding on demand on a schedule is kind of better. It's that you look at what is a rhythm that works for both you and your child and try to bring them into a schedule. Now, even if you're way beyond nursing or breastfeeding or bottle feeding, and it's now meal times, looking at the fact that kids are small, they need to eat on a regular and frequent basis. 3 meals a day isn't going to cut it. So how can you set up a structure where they're getting fed on a regular basis, but it's not just, all over the place, that they just eat whenever they want, and start setting up, an intention to have some kind of a regular schedule. And then when they whine in between, if you've provided a really good structure, then you could keep the limit. See, if you were only feeding them 3 times a day and they got hungry in between meals, they could legitimately be hungry. And so you would be messing up the routine. Whereas if you have it set up so that you have 3 meals plus a snack in between each one, there's no way that they can't live from one to the other without surviving.
Look, Bumble knows you're exhausted by dating. All the, must not take yourself too seriously, and 6'1" since that matters, and what do I even say other than, hey? Well, that's why they're introducing an all-new Bumble, with exciting features to make compatibility easier, starting the chat better, and dating safer. They've changed, so you don't have to. Download the new Bumble now.
And what happens is we'll have a structure, we'll have something set up, and then the child will whine or cry, and we think that it's because they're hungry when we have this structure set up. So we try to feed them when actually they were just looking for some attention or some interaction. And again, that's where the spoiling comes in, that we're messing up our order, we're messing up our routine in service of the child, in service of the child's whining and complaining. And that's where the spoiling comes from. So be calm, be secure, create a good structure, create consistency. And then when the child whines and complains, you'll just have a calm, loving attitude of, the next snack is in an hour, and you'll get satisfied then. And right now, let's go play in the backyard, or let's go do something else and redirect their attention. So that, in that way, the child will learn that they cannot interrupt the structure just by crying and whining. And they get accustomed to how the structure works in your families. If you're an overprotective parent, however, you tend to spoil the child who's feeling helpless in these early bids for whining and complaining, these early bids for saying that they're hungry, and then it starts serving their mistaken belief that the world revolves around them. And it's very difficult to get this back afterwards. When they start thinking that, everybody's here to satisfy me, it's really hard to start changing that. So it is important early on that we do create some structure and order, and that we don't give in to all of their constant demands and their pleas for servicing them. And one of the ways that we can do this, again, is to really be observant of, are they looking for my attention? Are they really hungry? Are they really tired? What is it that they're wanting here? And often, I've talked before about ambivalence in previous pep talks. Often the child really doesn't know what they want. So it is important to take a few moments, take a deep breath, and just hang out with your child before you start going into problem-solving mode with them. So today, I think the observation is, what is my child really needing right now? If I'm looking at their behavior and their pestering and their, I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, what is it that they're really needing? Are they having a basic need that's not being met? Or are they just looking for something to do? Are they looking for some interaction, some adult interaction? often we get really busy, especially now with school getting back in session and stuff, and they're just not getting the downtime with us that they need, the interaction that they need. So have a great day. Happy parenting.
Thank you so much for joining me here at the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. I assume you're here because you're getting something out of these daily pep talks. And wouldn't it be great if more parents could hear more about these ideas for their children? And you can help me in a great way by liking the episodes, by sharing them on your social media, and especially by providing a review on your platform of choice. So if you could do me a huge favor and do that, it would really help get this out to many, many, many more parents. And we can all help our children feel more seen, heard, and understood, which is my life's work, is to make sure that all children feel loved and appreciated and that we can discipline them without breaking their spirit. So I hope that you've enjoyed these podcasts and will continue to enjoy them. And I really appreciate any support you can give me here at Positive Parenting Pep Talks. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy parenting.